Okay, now after molecular orbital electronic configuration, let's talk about bond order. Bond order, as previously I have defined, it is the total number of bonds formed between two atoms in a molecule. But how can we calculate bond order with the help of molecular orbital electronic configuration? Okay, so there is a formula for it. Bond order is equal to half the number of electrons in bonding molecular orbitals minus number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Bond order tells us about the stability of the atom. Now let us see one example how we can calculate the bond order. Suppose it is N2 molecule, right? Uh, let's take it for oxygen. For oxygen, we had written for O2, right? 16 electrons. Let's count number of bonding electrons. 2, 4, 6, right? 8 and 10. 10 are in bonding. So, how to calculate the bond order? We'll calculate the bond order just now. 10 are bonding. And let's see for anti-bonding. 2, 2 and 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 4, right? It is 2, 1 to 4 to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And anti-bonding is 2 and 2, 4, 4 and 5 and 1, 6, right? 6 electrons are anti-bonding. So how do we calculate the bond order? Now see, for O2 molecule, okay, for O2 molecule, bond order will be equal to half number of bonding is 10 minus anti-bonding is 6. That makes us half into 4 is equal to 2. If bond order is 2, correct? That means each oxygen atom is linked to the other by means of a double bond. And we know that this is correct. Okay? So this is how we calculate the bond order for a given molecule. Now, what is the importance of bond order? Bond order tells us about the stability of the atom. It tells us about the stability of the atom. Okay, higher the bond order, more stable is the molecule. Now what does this mean? Suppose for one molecule the bond order is 2 and for the other it is 2.5. So the one which is having 2.5 as the bond order will be more stable than the one which is having 2 as the bond order. If bond order is 0, the molecule will not exist. For example, you can do it and see Be2 will not exist. Okay, Be2 will not exist because bond order will come out to be 0. Total how many electrons are there for beryllium? Beryllium atomic number is, what is the atomic number of beryllium? Okay, and into 2, then fill it up by the sequence which I have told you, calculate bond order and see if it will exist or it will not exist. If bond order is in halves or decimals, it shows the presence of unpaired electrons. For example, if the value of bond order is 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, etc., such molecule shows that it has got one unpaired electron and the nature of the molecule will be paramagnetic. What are molecular species? What are molecular species? We know that one single, like if you have only this oxygen and minus charge, this is known as an anion. Atom with a negative charge is anion, and a molecule with a negative charge, this is known as molecular species. So molecular species are molecules having positive or negative charge. Okay. Now another question which you get is calculate the number of sigma and pi bonds, and very common is benzene. Calculate the sigma number of sigma and pi bonds in benzene. Why I have taken this question? It's a bit tricky. C6H6. Okay, this is benzene formula and we write it like this. So at one glance, if I ask How many sigma bonds? You will say 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 sigma and 6 pi bond. And this is a very common answer which I get when I ask this question for 1 mark in the paper. But this is not, the structure is not like this. If we draw the structure, the 6 carbon atoms are connected by a single bond and then an alternate double bond. But this hydrogen is also there because each carbon atom has to be tetravalent, 1, 2, 3 and 4. If we do not add this hydrogen, okay, then carbon is trivalent, which is wrong. So carbon hydrogen bonds are also sigma bonds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we have got 6 carbon-carbon bond and 6 carbon-hydrogen bonds. So total 12 sigma bonds and 3 pi bonds are there. Okay, 12 sigma bonds and 3 pi bonds are there. Calculate the number of sigma pi bonds in, suppose molecule is given to you like this. CH3, CH2 double bond CH, CH2, CH3. All we have to do is first expand it like this. Draw the structural formula. This carbon is attached to 2 hydrogen, then double bond. This carbon, hydrogen, then 2 hydrogen and then 3 hydrogens. Now it is easy to count number of sigma and pi bond. In a double bond we know this is sigma and this is pi, right? So 1, 2, 3 sigma bond. Anything which has got 3 sigma bonds, it is sp2 hybridized. Okay, then this one has got 1 sigma bond, 2 sigma bond and 3 sigma bond. So this is also sp2 hybridized. This is forming 1, 2, 3, 4 sigma bonds. It is sp3 hybridized. And this is also forming 4 sigma bonds, sp3 hybridized. Okay, we can mark it directly on the diagram, or alternate method is I will number this carbon atom as 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? And then write that carbon atom number 1 is equal to sp2 hybridized, carbon atom number 2 is sp2 hybridized, 3 is sp2 hybridized and 4 is sp2 hybridized. Okay, all right, one more example we can have. This is CH triple bond C, CH2, CH3. Here carbon hydrogen bond, triple bond C, CH2 and CH3. So here what do we have? We have 1 sigma and 2 pi bonds are there. Okay. So this carbon is forming 1 and 1 2 sigma bond. So the state of hybridization will be sp. This carbon is again forming 2. So this is going to be sp. Right? This is single bonds. So it is all 4 single bonds sp3 hybridized. And this is also all 4 single bonds sp3 hybridized. Okay. Alright. One shortcut method is there. Carbon atoms on either side of the triple bond. This is a triple bond. So on either side we have done the structure of ethyne molecule, which is sp hybridization. So on either side the carbon atom will be sp hybridized. If it is forming all 4 single bond, it is sp3 hybridized, and on either side of the double bond both of them will be sp2 hybridized. Okay, so with this we come to the end of this chapter, chemical bonding. And next class, that is day after tomorrow, you are going to have an oral test. Okay, I will give you a quiz or an oral test, and I would like to see how much you have understood with uh, the content of the chapter. Okay, so next chapter we will start will be with redox reactions.